live in studio at the Seattle Indie Games event tonight. We've got a really cool event with founders and CEOs, startups, looking at how they got started, what their stories are, and why they've chosen Washington State. We've got Patrick Ascolese with Dark Art Software. And I tried your VR dancing game. What's the name of that one?
The game's called Trip the Light.
Trip the Light, cool. And you've been on the show before, so here we are again. I think you're at the Conspire event.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Cool.
Thanks.
So tonight we're kind of focusing in on like, what's the CEO's story? Why have you stayed in Washington State and really incubated your IP and your idea and your team here? And what brings you to the event tonight?
Yeah, so I've been in Washington for about 25 years. Started in the games industry as a developer at Microsoft on Xbox and various games, but always knew I wanted to leave to do my own game company. Yeah. So eventually I did, and I think Washington and Seattle, the Seattle region, is a great spot just because of the number of both like professional big name game companies, mid-sized ones, and just like a really vibrant both like indie game scene and like education scene. We're kind of like the first place there was ever a video game college too,
Totally. Yeah. And we were at the, I was also, I think I maybe saw you at the Seattle Indies Education event, which is really cool. And so what's cooking? What's the latest with your project?
Yeah, so Trip the Light, we have been working on it for a couple years. It's a partner dancing game for VR and AR. So you're dancing with a partner hand in hand that's virtual. We're going to have a bunch of announcements at the Augmented World Expo.
Oh, okay. We should give them a shout out. Thanks everybody from AWEXR. It's in LA in June.
Correct. June 10, 11, 12 in Long Beach. Yep. We're going to have a booth, and we'll have some fun stuff to talk about then. And we're just cranking. It's moving. So we're getting ready to go.
It's what's your founder's story? How did you get this project going?
So I left Microsoft to start a game company in like 2011. After almost a decade there on a bunch of different games and game-related projects. Did that company, it was called Camouflaj, and stayed there for a few years, but was one of the founding partners. So then I went on to do like other projects, started Dark Art Software shortly after that. Did contracts, other things in the meantime, but then eventually was fortunate enough to have an exit from Camouflaj when they took on an Iron Man Marvel deal for VR.
Oh, cool.
And that allowed me to build these games that are like Trip the Light, that are my sort of the ideas that I really have for VR. Yeah. That was a whole bunch of years compressed into like 3
And I
seconds.
remember trying it on. It's been cool to watch because you were early VR. We're down here at like the labs, and you were doing stuff at Vulcan, which was really cool with the Holodeck project. And I remember just like it was cool testing your game out almost a year ago.
It's been going on for a couple of years.
Yeah. But it was like it had a cool tight lock, and learning how to dance is something you kind of want to do it in social circles, but if you could also do it at home in your own privacy, that's also good too. So that's a cool project. Why Washington State? What's thriving here? What's keeping you in this town versus moving to, say, Los Angeles or New York or another gaming hub like the Bay Area?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I moved here, a long time ago and got the job here, and I've spent a lot of time in like the Bay Area and LA, and I feel like Seattle has sort of an independent passion. Even though we have a bunch of big game companies and big gaming tech happening here, there's just people that want to do it and are willing to support each other, like with Seattle Indies, with like Conspire and other groups in the area. It's just, I don't know, I found it to be really supportive, and I also think like it's, DigiPen is here, which like I said was the first video game like college.
Yeah.
And I think, even if you want to make your own game, having an opportunity to get a job in a big software company or gaming company can be really helpful in terms of like learning how, right? And so even if it's for people who did that, just having that sort of gravity of this ecosystem that's here, that's so experienced in both business and the doing of building games and game-related stuff.
Yeah, the Seattle Indies has created a great community too, so you can go tap people, meet people here in the room, and share notes and compare stories. And what don't you like about the area? What do you think it could be improved in Washington State?
I mean, I feel, so as a second time, like kind of startup founder, but the first time I've ever really been in the driver's seat, I think there's not a vibrant VC community the way there is in like the Bay Area. You know what I mean? It's harder.
It's not as intense. I mean, they've got.
Yeah. I know people who've moved themselves to the Bay Area to like just have better access to like be in those circles. You know, that's probably the biggest one from like a founder gaming standpoint that I think really stands out. I do like the beach. Seattle doesn't really have that as much all year round as some other places, but I think that's really not really related to gaming.
Yeah,
I guess.
But because it rains so much, a lot of people can hack and code.
Exactly, and games are a great thing, a great pastime when the weather's not so good.
So that's cool. So what pro tips can you have for other CEOs based upon your scar tissue, you know, the unexpected things that happen, you know, how to keep the ball rolling, because startups are not easy.
Totally. I mean, especially if like you're the founder or the co-founder and it's your project, like you have to be the primary like visionary, and it's all on you to make sure that the story is being told the right way, that if you need funding, that you're getting funding. You kind of have to hold on to all of it. And I think, as some of the other panelists said, like you need to go into it with the mindset that you're gonna succeed, because you have to be resilient to like, it's totally ups and downs, right? So while I haven't raised VC money, and I'm not at the moment, I was going after it for a little while, and I was in some entrepreneur groups. One of the big tips I got there that I think fits just with startups in general and any entrepreneurial endeavor is like, don't give up, be a cockroach. And the reason is because cockroaches have survived every major cataclysm. Right? Sometimes you're going to feel on top of the world, and other times it's going to feel like it's over tomorrow. And you need to be able to persevere, especially if you really believe in it. That's the key. If you really believe in it, you can find a way to pull through.
Find a way to find a way.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, cool. What's coming up next for you? You got the event coming up. Are you launched now? Or?
We're not. Our Kickstarter is available, and we currently have our Kickstarter actually open on what's called late rewards for just a few more days. So if people want to back the game, they can still get in like at a really awesome like pledge price that'll be better than when it comes out. And also, if they do that, they can then get into the demo. So we can send you the demo if you back us. And then we will have some good announcements next month. I don't want to give it away too much.
Yeah.
But
so
next month, XR. Well, it'll be online too after AWE, but AWE is going to be our platform for some of the.
And how do people check you out? Like, what's the website?
darkartsoftware.com. We've got Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn.
And you're on. How do you spell your name just so everybody can check you out on LinkedIn?
Sure, Patrick, Patrick, Ascolese, which is ASCOLESE. But probably for following the game, following the Dark Arts software handles is probably the way to go.
And then what's your beautiful photographer's name here in the back?
This is Anna Chosky.
Anna, nice job.
On the team, and is also an XR founder, has been to AWE before. Yeah.
Cool. We're going to get her up here next. She's shooting the Sony action. Well, cool. Well, good to see you again.
You too, Tim. Thanks.
It's always a pleasure. Thanks for being part of the vibrant indie games community here in Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle's a great place. Thanks.
Cool.